High in the Cherokee National Forest, the TWRA's Tellico Hatchery is an important, if remote, operation for raising rainbow trout. But in a far corner of the hatchery, in a small, unremarkable building, painstaking work is underway to ensure the future of one of our state's most important fish.
76 millimeters.
With the sharp eye and instinct of seasoned biologists, the TWRA's Travis Scott and Rob Thurer are carefully monitoring the size of the tiny fish they've been studying and reproducing for 2 years now.
The last 2 years are the only real documentation we have on raising southern Appalachian brook trout, and it turns out they're a lot different than rainbows or even the northern brook trout.
When you take a wild animal out of its natural environment and try to bring it in to a man-made facility and raise them and get them to the size and good health and the numbers you'd like to have, there's a lot involved in that. We're getting lengths and weights before release.
These brook trout fingerlings average about 3 inches, but they'll have a head start on any fish from the wild because they've been in the hatchery environment where they are painlessly marked and tagged.
We'll clip their adipose fin, so when we go back, even a fisherman, if they catch one in the future, that fin won't grow back and they'll know that this was a fish that came from this facility.
These brook trout, about 240 of them, have been swimming in small runs since they hatched. Nearby is the large broodfish tank. Sportsmen know that a brook trout this size, one of the broodfish measuring about 10 inches, is a prize catch.
These are the fish we spawned last fall, the parents of the fish we were working with earlier. We've held them over and we're going to use them again one more season to see, since they're in this enhanced state, a lot healthier, bigger, that hopefully we'll have more eggs.
The ultimate goal is to stock 3,000 feet of nearby Sycamore Creek. With its cold, clear, swirling water, the creek is a critical mountain stream in the effort to reestablish the southern Appalachian brook trout. Falling from about 4,000 feet up in the mountains and tumbling along here down to Tellico and beyond, Sycamore Creek is not unlike a lot of creeks in the National Forest. Years ago, these woods were logged, causing sediment buildup in the creek, killing a lot of fish, including the brook trout.
This is an excellent stream for brook trout. We hope to get Sycamore Creek to the point where it becomes the dominant fish that fishermen are catching when they're in the stream. They'll still be able to catch rainbow trout, but it'd be nice to see them catching brook trout that go 6, 8, maybe even 9, 10 inches.
I need my 2 volunteers that are going on the furthest trip.
The tiny brook trout also owe their future to Scooter, Apollo, Legend, and Henry, 3 horses and a mule used to transport them to their release points along the creek. They belong to the Southern Appalachian Backcountry Horsemen and are much easier on the trail than motorized transportation.
I'm not as tall as I used to be.
Volunteers such as Bryan Hanks and his son Peter from Trout Unlimited are along to enjoy the special day, even though carrying a bucket of water with some valuable cargo is a little challenging.
So I really enjoy helping the environment directly. I've always been interested in nature.
For 12-year-old Peter, this is a day to remember.
Quite something. I really enjoyed it. I enjoy working to rebuild this ecosystem and just getting out on the river and also having such close contact with these little fish.
If brook trout become the dominant species in Sycamore Creek, the creek will become the largest brook trout stream in the state.
Oh boy! Here you go!
After today, all sections of the creek will have brook trout in them. Just 2 years ago, only half of the creek had brook trout. That's an important measure of success for the TWRA and for sportsmen, who should have more opportunities to catch brook trout in about a year.
At some point, we've got to start making an effort to restore it, or else we're going to lose it forever. And that would be the only trout that ever really was supposed to be in the state would be gone.
I'm Alan Griggs on Tennessee's Wild Side.